confidence. Effortlessly, you let them know who is in command. You just that and more. Don't forget it. God worked hard on you for sure. Lexus, Exodus. Shout out to my exes.
Y'all black females out here, y'all don't understand the struggles of being a black man out here in America and not knowing whether or not you gonna make it home to your children every night because of the police gunning you down.
But don't y'all be out here gunning each other down?
Okay, but we ain't talking about that.
Hell, don't y'all be rapping about killing each other in music?
We ain't talking about that either. We can talk about killing each other in rap music, but we don't like the police killing us. Stay on subject, woman.
You brought up your kids. Tyrone, you don't even see your kids.
And then, yeah, I be trying to see my kids. You know my baby mamas be tripping because I don't want to be with none of them, so they be holding my kids from me. You know that.
Okay, but your baby mama saying you don't get them no child support either.
Okay, but I still be going out my way to try to see them.
They live 5 minutes from my house, Tyrone.
That is out my way, woman. See, y'all, that's why we don't like y'all black women's mouths. Y'all run y'all mouth too much. Y'all always bringing up stuff that's irrelevant.
Well, was you cheating on me irrelevant?
I only cheated on you 10 times. You act like I do it every day, bruh. See, that's why we date women of other races, man.
Hey, boos, hey. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Woman Exodus. How are y'all doing? And like always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Please share. Please comment in the comment section. Say what's up to me in the chat. Let me know that you all are listening. This is another installment of my series called the Blackistan Zoo, where we profile the dusty derelicts, crazy creatures, and animals in Blackistan. Tonight, I want to profile the political pookie. And shout out to loyal patron Lady Noor who shared this with me. She asked that I do this video tonight, and I'm really excited about this one. This will be a really, really fun one, and I think this is really an intriguing concept. So your political pookie, they are dusties who are in politics, and they're in office. They've been elected. However, we know that dusties lead the felony conviction rates. They lead the violent crime rates. They lead stats in fatherless homes. They are the least employed, the least educated. So they are terrible leaders. Okay. So anytime they are elected, they run amok because they are incompetent and they don't know what the hell they are doing. Okay. And this is why, you can just use common sense and deduce this and come to that conclusion. Because if you look at all of these so-called chocolate cities led by their leaders, or if you look at countries abroad where dusties are in leadership positions, they're in ruins. They're all crime-ridden. They are very impoverished. They are dilapidated areas where the people live in ruins. Okay, so now that we know the profile of your political pookie, I want to look at a few examples of this. So let's look at this first example that Lady shared with me about a political pookie in Louisiana who is running for Senate and thought it was a good idea to smoke weed in his advertisement and repercussions and actions. And Lady Noor shared this with me. So thank you, Lady. So let's watch this and then we will talk through.
Every 37 seconds, someone is arrested for possession of marijuana. Since 2010, state and local police have arrested an estimated 7.3 million Americans for violating marijuana laws, over half of all drug arrests. Black people are 4 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana laws than white people. States waste $3.7 billion enforcing marijuana laws every year. Most of the people police are arresting aren't dealers, but rather people with small amounts of pot, just like me. I'm Gary Chambers, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Do y'all see this mess? You can't take Dusties nowhere. You thought you ate, huh? This is so ghetto, but this is just like your political pookie. He's so used to drug use and illegal activity. He's even openly engaging in this while running for office. Okay. So he's running for the Senate, y'all. And his platform to appeal to voters is to smoke marijuana. And this is just an illustration of how effed up their priorities are as well. So instead of campaigning on the idea that, hey, I'll fight against police brutality since that's all they complain about, Or, hey, you guys, vote for me because I'll help provide equity and I'll help advocate against racism and provide more opportunities for you all, since all you do is cry and complain about lack of opportunity. You know, his campaign is based on legalizing weed. You can't take niggas nowhere. You can put lipstick on a pig, but that's still a pig. You can put a suit on a pookie, but he's still going to be a pookie. You know, this is your political pookie. They are awful leaders. They demonstrate poor decision making. So these fools shouldn't be in politics, okay? So I want to keep going to our next story and talk about rapper T.I., y'all. So recently there was this phenomenal Black woman running for mayor in Atlanta. And y'all, why did T.I. and the rest of the Dusty rappers collectively campaign against her? Because she wanted to shut down the damn strip club. Y'all, you can't make this ish up. So let's watch this and then we will chat.
Welcome back to Start Your Day in just about 15 minutes. The polls open in Atlanta to choose the city's next mayor. The runoff is between City Council President Felicia Moore and Councilman Andre Dickens. The latest Atlanta Journal-Constitution poll shows Dickens leading Moore nearly 43 to 37%, with 20% of voters still reportedly undecided. And in true Atlanta fashion, rapper T.I. is now involved, slamming Felicia Moore on Instagram. T.I. says he's seen a report that if elected, she is promising to shut down all strip clubs in the city. Well, Ms. Moore shut down the accusations last night on Prime with Charles Blow. Listen.
Well, first of all, it's a lie. I haven't even mentioned strip clubs in this whole race since I've been in it, when I challenged the current mayor back in January. Today was the only day I talked about strip clubs. There were other rumors. There have been so many rumors. If I say yes, they said I said no. If I said no, they say I'm saying yes. And again, these are targeted attacks and lies that are being spread to separate me from Black people. It's a desperation move because they know at the end of the day, this is a strong campaign and we're going to win this race. It is totally false. No one ever interviewed me. No one ever asked me before they printed anything. I'm not sure who started it, but T.I. needs to stop it because he hasn't even asked me. And why he's promoting this is because he's supporting the other candidate.
Oh, I hate politics, man.
Only Atlanta. Only in Atlanta. And she could very well be the next mayor of Atlanta. I don't know. I think it's too close to call. But
Y'all, do y'all see what I mean? This is a hot ass mess. And poor Sharon Reed, the newscaster, can't even keep a straight face discussing these shenanigans seriously. So I was reading how Atlanta had 158 homicides last year alone, which makes it the deadliest year in decades. I also read that homicides are up 60%. And here this fool is worried about the damn strip clubs. This don't make no damn sense. Both of them couldn't even keep a straight face. Both hosts talking about this mess. It's like, is this really the hill that you want to die on, Dusty? Not police reform, since all you want to do is cry about police beating you up and brutalizing you. Not homelessness, because every time I go to Atlanta, all I see is a damn Dusty with a sign and with his hand out on every damn corner. Not prison reform, because you niggas make up the majority of the imprisoned population. T.I. himself was formerly in prison. He's an ex-convict. No. That's not what he's fighting for. These damn dumbass Dusties really collectivize to fight politicians against closing the damn strip clubs, y'all. That's your political pookie, though. If it's not about sex or drugs or them getting a quick coin, they don't give a fuck for real. They don't care. So, and as a direct result of T.I. spewing this rhetoric and influencing his fans not to vote for this woman, this Black lady lost the damn election. She ended up losing because of his antics. Okay, so let's keep going. So speaking of Atlanta, I want to get into the mayor of Atlanta, Kasim Reed. And shout out to Loyal Patron High Heels who shared this one with me.
A recent federal court ruling regarding a secret grand jury investigation inadvertently linked a wire fraud investigation to former Mayor Kasim Reed.
No candidate is named in the ruling that details alleged personal purchases of things like lingerie, jewelry, resort travel, and furniture, totaling less than $9,000 made with campaign funds.
Senior I-Team reporter Dale Russell says after reviewing the original ruling, which was later redacted, one expenditure matches exactly to the penny, a campaign expense authorized by former Mayor Reed.
We reduced crime by 33%, and we did it in a way that was consistent with our values.
In a recent interview with Fox 5, former Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed touted his success with battling crime in Atlanta. What we didn't know then was the new mayoral candidate is seemingly under FBI investigation for old campaign donations. The allegations surfaced in this ruling about a secret investigation of possible wire fraud in a political campaign. That campaign lawyer was fighting to keep from testifying before a grand jury, but an 11th Circuit Court of Appeals 3-judge panel ruled he would have to testify. The ruling, which was posted online, didn't identify the candidate, didn't name the office held, but it spelled out a months-long investigation of wire fraud and a battle by federal prosecutors to get the unnamed politician's campaign attorney to testify. Though Kasim Reed's name never appears in the ruling, there was one clue that he was the unnamed politician. The ruling contained a list of questionable items that appeared to be personal and were bought with the politician's donated campaign money. That's illegal. It detailed a $179 purchase at a lingerie store, $4,200 at a vacation resort, $2,000 at a jewelry store, and $1,000 at a Caribbean resort. None of these items were disclosed on the politician's campaign reports as required by law. But one item was disclosed on a campaign report, a $1,234.47 purchase of furniture from an online retailer, which was shipped directly to the candidate's mother. That purchase was disclosed on a campaign report as office supplies, according to the ruling. The I-Team found an expenditure during the same time frame for the exact same amount, down to the penny, on the 2017 campaign disclosure of then-Mayor Kasim Reed. Mayor Reed's campaign attorney at the time was Jeremy Berry. Berry's attorney, Scott Grubman, confirmed that Mr. Berry received a subpoena to testify as part of the government's ongoing investigation and has been told numerous times by the U.S. Attorney's Office that he is not subject of the investigation but is simply a witness. For years, the Fox 5 I-Team reported on FBI and IRS raids, agents hauling potential evidence out of City Hall, threats made to a potential witness, and a jaw-dropping number of top city officials and city contractors who pled guilty to a variety of federal crimes or are awaiting trial, all under the administration of Mayor Kasim Reed. We tried to reach Kasim Reed and his team, but had no luck. After the 11th Circuit Court ruling was filed, stating the campaign attorney would have to testify, a strange thing happened. That office supplies expense that matched former Mayor Kasim Reed's campaign reports was removed from the filing. It's no longer there. And the now not-so-secret grand jury investigation continues. From downtown Atlanta, Dale Russell, Fox 5 News.
Okay, so the news said he used the damn money for lingerie, jewelry, and vacations, y'all. So this don't make no damn sense. Okay, so y'all can call these so-called black-led cities chocolate cities if you want to. Call it Wakanda if you want. I've heard Black people refer to Atlanta as Wakanda. The fact of the matter is Dusties aren't fit to be leaders. Okay, so this is why all of these cities, all of these areas led by them quickly become crime-ridden. They're dilapidated. They're impoverished. And all these political pookies are corrupt. They're opportunists. So they are embezzling money. They are illegally taking funds and utilizing them to fund their lifestyles. Okay, they're just running amok in these cities. So I want to keep going, and I want to talk about this next political pookie, Kwame Kilpatrick, who was elected as mayor of Detroit at the age of 31, but effed it up because that's what they all do. So let's watch this, and then we will talk through.
The life of former Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick is in the third act. In 2001, he became mayor at the age of 31. 12 years later, he was convicted of running a criminal enterprise and sentenced to 28 years in prison. Then, in 2021, President Trump commuted his sentence after he served 8 years behind bars. Well, now the former mayor's life is focused around speaking about his road to recovery and redemption. And as 7 Action News reporter Jim Kurtzner shows us tonight, he has big plans for the future.
Kwame Kilpatrick knew he was going to be videotaped for television here. He approved it himself ahead of time. He's still controlling his own message.
We all have sinned. I know y'all saw mine in the paper, but I know you did it too. I read the Bible. I read the whole thing. And it says y'all sinners too. So I ain't trying, y'all look at me, I'm looking at you. So here we go.
This was recorded last month. It was broadcast on Sunday on TV 20. The program, Ask the Messengers.
God must have touched him because he doesn't sound like the arrogant guy that he was before.
It's time for all of us to rise up and begin our future right here, right now.
19 years ago, Kwame Kilpatrick was elected Detroit's mayor at age 31. He immediately said he was going to be the ultimate family man.
There's no way I can be a true leader of the city of Detroit if I don't lead in my own house.
That would be his first undoing. Text messages showed he was having an affair with his chief of staff and lied about it in a civil trial.
This has been a very difficult time for my wife and my family.
He was charged, resigned, and cut a plea deal.
I lied under oath.
Now out of prison, openly discussing it.
Let me speak from experience. And you don't stop cheating just because you're not cheating right now. I was in prison. I could walk around prison and say, I'm not an adulterer. Yeah, well, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. And there were no women there. There was no opportunity to cheat.
Kilpatrick remarried this summer.
I got out of prison and I went right to work.
His new wife was with him. He talked about getting to know each other while in prison.
I was not a good catch. Yeah, I had on prison clothes with a 28-year sentence, so I didn't have nothing to lose.
Kilpatrick was convicted in federal court for running a city hall criminal enterprise, racketeering, extortion, fraud with 3 co-conspirators. He was sentenced to 28 long years.
I was mad at myself. I was mad at all y'all. I ain't like none of y'all. The people that I just praised, I didn't like none of y'all either. When you're real depressed, when you feel in the dark and ostracized by everybody, when you in a suicidal mindset, you don't like nobody.
Never a messenger on our show with the magnitude that he has. All kinds of reactions. We got good, we got bad. Some people say, why?
Who else in your family hasn't disappointed you, but you still love them just the same? Kwame is Detroit, period.
Kilpatrick didn't take questions from the small group of invited guests. It's not clear if he's living here or out of state. It's not clear if he's becoming a minister as his new career.
I can't be a good preacher and a good cusser. I can't cuss all the time and preach all the time. I gotta choose.
In time, people will be able to look at your conduct, your integrity, see where you're going with it, and over time, trust can be regained.
The jury is still out.
The jury is still out. Amen.
Kwame Kilpatrick still owes the feds $1.7 million in restitution to the city of Detroit, to the IRS. He has to make payments. If he doesn't, he can be hauled back in front of a judge. In Detroit, Jim Kurtzner, 7 Action News.
All right, thank you much, Jim. Now, if you want more information about Kwame Kilpatrick's plans for the future, head to WXYZ.com and check it out for yourself.
Okay. Again, you can't make this stuff up. So this man was a narcissist. He was feeling himself. I have no idea why on earth you would elect a Dusty to run a city, especially a 31-year-old Dusty. That is beyond me. And he's proven, just like I've said before, you can't give these fools power or money. If you give them a little bit of coin and a little bit of notoriety, they become emboldened and they think that they are invincible. You know, because these Dusties are already coddled and caked for, and the community already makes excuses for them.
Shout out to my exes.
Hey, y'all. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Women Exodus. If you didn't know already, Black women are beautiful. Black women are intelligent and incredible. Black women are phenomenal and make great wives and mothers.
I want to speak to your manager.
Black women should be respected and deserve to be loved.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Black women deserve to be treated like human beings at least. Listen, guys, if you're like me, you are so tired of your favorite Black female content creators getting harassed by the trolls, silenced on social media, and censored by YouTube. We work so hard to stand up for Black women, and although YouTube allows us to be regularly berated, ridiculed, and degraded by Dusties every day on the platform, as soon as we say one word to clap back, we're threatened with channel violations and are told to be silent or we will have our platforms removed. The biased algorithms, inconsistently enforced policies, and persistent trolling on YouTube is unacceptable and needs to stop. If you agree, meet me over on my Patreon, where you will be able to access completely raw, unfiltered, exclusive Lexus Exodus content. You will be able to access uncut, uncensored, and ad-free content, 2 bonus videos a week, access to the private Discord community, and much, much more. So meet me over on the Patreon at patreon.com/LexusExodus. The link is also in the description below.
Shout out to my exes.
They have nothing because we will throw homecoming parties for regular pookies and ray-rays just for getting out of prison. We'll plan these elaborate celebrations just for them to come home after being locked up for years. And if a Dusty makes accomplishments that are normal for the rest of the world, that are mediocre, but are abnormal to us, if he gets an education, if he gets married, oh, he's the king of the world. That's a good man, Savannah. You know, so if you give him a little bit of money, a little bit of power, you're going to create a monster and he'll start to think that he's invincible. And that's what happened in this case. So this man cheated on his wife. He was sentenced to prison for 28 years for racketeering, extortion, and fraud while running a criminal enterprise, while running the city of Detroit. Y'all, hot ass mess. This is so embarrassing. I'm not sure what y'all thought, though. Y'all can keep believing that there's these unicorns that exist. You are going to get disappointed over and over again. Okay, so let's keep going. The same thing happened with Ray Nagin, another political pookie who was the mayor of New Orleans and who had gotten convicted due to a corruption scandal. And lucky for his Black ass, he was released early last year due to COVID. So let's watch this and then we'll talk through.
Well, tonight, a closer look at former New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin's release from federal prison after serving only a little more than half of his 10-year sentence. Eyewitness investigator David Hammer has been reporting on Nagin's crime since 2009 and got reaction to his surprise release under a controversial Trump administration plan to protect federal inmates from the coronavirus.
The Metropolitan Crime Commission helped federal prosecutors develop their corruption and bribery case against former New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin. It led to his conviction and a 10-year prison term that started in September 2014. Now, the MCC's Rafael Goyeneche reacts to news that Nagin got out after just 5.5 years.
Is it fair? I think he probably received more consideration from the Federal Bureau of Prisons than he gave to the people of the city of New Orleans. when he committed the corrupt acts that sent him to the penitentiary. So in many respects, he won the lottery.
The coronavirus lottery. Nagin is one of 1,576 inmates granted home confinement. The Federal Bureau of Prisons director said last week the prisons had the power to release nonviolent inmates at risk of coronavirus infection without having to go to court.
The department confirmed that the Bureau has discretion under the Attorney General's memoranda on March 26 and April 3rd regarding which home confinement cases are appropriate for review in order to fight the spread of the pandemic.
But was Nagin at risk of infection? He is 63 years old, but he was at a low-security facility in Texarkana that had 0 confirmed cases of COVID-19. As of yesterday, 46 prisons and 17 halfway houses nationwide had 1,376 confirmed cases and 28 inmate deaths. By moving back home to Frisco, Texas, Nagin is actually closer to a cluster of prisons reporting coronavirus cases, including Fort Worth, with 234 inmate cases and 3 deaths. Nagin's appellate attorney Claude Kelly called him a perfect candidate for early release. But Judge Ginger Berrigan in 2014 already reduced Nagin's sentence from the guidelines of 15 to 20 years. He paid the price, but he also won the lottery. So what do you think the ultimate balance is?
Yes, he got out early. He got lucky in all of this. But he's still a convicted felon. And, he still will be viewed historically in the city of New Orleans as an embarrassment.
While he gets to live at home with his family in Texas. David Hammer, Eyewitness News.
Y'all, the news is so shady. So they said this fool is a criminal. They're only releasing him early due to corona. They're saying that's absolutely ridiculous. This fool won the lottery. They called him an embarrassment, y'all. Again, you can't allow these Dusties in office because once they get an ounce of power, once they get a little bit of notoriety, they run amok. They act a fool. They don't know how to handle it. They're not used to ish. Okay. And how could we forget our next infamous political pookie, Andrew Gillum, who had once ran for governor for Miami, but his political career was cut short when his married ass was found passed out down at the hotel with this gay sneaky link. So let's watch this.
We're getting our first look at evidence from the overdose emergency involving former gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum.
And we're talking about a very messy hotel room with drugs scattered everywhere. Local 10 News reporter Laren Livingston is live on South Beach to show us. Laren.
So police tell us back on March 13th, Andrew Gillum was so inebriated when they got here to the Mondrian South Beach Hotel that he could not even speak with those officers who responded here. And so now we're seeing and hearing some of what those first responders saw and heard when they made it here to the hotel that night.
Reference cardiac arrest, 321, 1100 West Avenue.
It's around 1 a.m. March 13th. Miami Beach police make their way into the Mondrian South Beach Hotel and up to the 11th floor. The first knock goes unanswered. Seconds later,
attention all units.
that's when things literally get blurry for privacy reasons. The audio also goes silent. Police encounter a man barely dressed, if at all. You can make out what appears to be Miami Beach fire rescue medics moving around the room. At one point, police direct what appears to be a nude man to the bathroom. He's questioned and later takes a seat. The call came in about a suspected drug overdose. Andrew Gillum, husband, father, and rising star in the Democratic Party, the first black nominee of a major party when he ran for Florida governor, was one of 3 men found inside that hotel room. Police say Aldo Mejias came back to the room where he found Gillum and Travis Dyson under the influence of an unknown substance. Gillum, who'd reportedly been found vomiting in the bathroom, was later allowed to leave the hotel to go home. Police also released these photos showing the mess left behind: stained pillowcases and sheets, pills and bottles of pills spilled in various places. Police also removed what they suspected to be 3 small bags of crystal meth.
Police say those suspected drugs were eventually impounded. No criminal charges were ever filed, and Gillum claimed he was here in South Florida for a wedding. He has since apologized and says he never has used methamphetamines, but he did say that after that unsuccessful bid for governor, he did fall into depression, started abusing alcohol, and he has since entered into rehab. We reached out to all 3 of the men who were involved in this incident that night, have not yet heard back. We're live here in Miami Beach. Larry Livingston, Local 10 News.
Child, I can't. I told y'all the news is so shady. Don't fall from grace, child, because they're going to drag your ass, especially the Dusties. So they said, husband, father, rising star, found in a hotel room, high as hell, passed out, intoxicated, naked with 2 men, 2 gay men. Y'all, what did I tell y'all? This is what they do. And this is why you can't trust a Dusty to lead. Like Loyal Subby, Consequences and Repercussions said, why would you trust men with the lowest performances statistically in all aspects of life to lead? Really? We're talking about a group of people, a group of men with the highest crime conviction rates, the highest amount of fatherless homes, the largest amount of unemployment, and the least amount of education, the least amount of assets, the lowest rates of property ownership, the lowest rates of ownership in any damn thing, anything. These mother effers don't even own businesses. You know, we have this whole space and whole sector of Twitter called LLC Twitter. It's so easy to register at LLC, but they have the lowest rates, lowest amounts of people who even do that, as easy as that is. So why would you trust them to be mayor or governor of your area? Why? That don't make any damn sense. And so we see, this is what happens when you do that stupid-ish. All right, so I want to keep going, and I'd like to discuss Michael E. Dyson, who dragged the Dusties recently for criticizing Black women unfairly. So Joe Byron, take me out to dinner, baby. Bing bong. I'm sorry, I'm being silly. I love that TikTok. But Joe Biden indicated that he wanted to appoint a Black woman for Supreme Court. So several of the Black women who are contenders and who he's seriously considering are all in marriages with white men. So the Dusties are triggered, y'all. So let's watch this.
So, and I know some people got a problem with some of these women married to white men. Yeah, I'm going to go there this morning. Oh, my God. Well, look, I don't know their situation, but this is what I do know. Some of them, a lot of them are dark-skinned Black women, and some Negroes got a problem seeing the beauty in dark-skinned Black women. Don't you be mad because a white boy came along and saw what you threw away. I ain't saying that's everybody. I ain't saying that's everything. I'm not saying it's universal. But before you rag on them, understand the story. Some of these darker-skinned Black women don't get no love. Could be at a place like Harvard, Princeton, and Yale, and the brothers dating all white women. Now that's their choice if they want to do that, but look at the demonization of darkness. Look at the chocolate charm that's being overlooked. Look at it, and we got everything in the book: vanilla vitality, caramel cuteness, chocolate charm, mocha magic. We got it all, bruh. And yet we overlook that, right? Because we think that the white man's water is wetter. And skin and flesh is sweeter and sexier. So don't be mad at Black women who refusing to be by themselves if they wanted to be a partner, accepted the love and devotion of a white man who saw their value beyond their skin in a way that certain Black men could, or saw the beauty and value in their skin, not transcending their darkness, inhabiting it in delicious fashion. But that's another story. So the thing is that
child, mic drop. Mic drop. Okay. And these are the women that Michael Eric Dyson referring to. These are the women that are contenders that happen to be married to non-Black men. Okay. So these white worshiping, hypocritical nignogs are collectivizing against these women being appointed to Supreme Court, all because they're married to non-Black men. Meanwhile, Frederick Douglas, Sammy Davis Jr., Clarence Thomas, Robert F. Smith, Donald Glover, and a slew of other many so-called pro-Black activists were all married to white women. Okay. Martin Luther King, even there's allegations that he had been having an affair on his Black wife with a white woman. But there's no outrage there. There's no critique there. There's no criticism there. The Dusties are oddly, abnormally silent. However, when it comes to Black women, y'all, Black women, if you're listening to me, you are not allowed to date out, okay? You're not allowed to. That's forbidden. You're supposed to be blindly loyal to a group of men who are the least performing, least employed, have the least net worth, the least to offer. And on top of that, they'll tell you you ain't shit, you ugly, your hair is nappy, they're colorist, and they'll also tell you your education and your career make you masculine. Okay? These women who are contenders to be appointed as Supreme Court judges. Can you imagine the conversations that these Dusties are having about them? Especially back when they were dating. Okay? They're PhDs. All of them. So you're supposed to wait on these fools hand and foot and go gray, waiting to be with one of these losers, getting cobwebs on your pussy. You're supposed to wait on them loyally and demonstrate an undying loyalty to these fools, but they can go out and taste the rainbow and no one bats an eyelash when they do this. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And Michael Eric Dyson specifically talks about how Dusties are notorious colorists, which they are. And these happen to be melanated women. And these women simply went to where they were celebrated and uplifted, where they were cared for, where they were appreciated, where their accomplishments were cherished. And here they are being criticized and demonized as a result of this. This is the antics that Black women have to deal with within this fucked up community. This is your political pookie. This is your political pookie. Hypocrites. Because they can go out and date who they want to. But as soon as you say, you know what? The odds are stacked against me within this community because most of y'all in prison, most of y'all pump and dump and have multiple children by multiple women. Most of y'all have have very high unemployment rates. Most of y'all don't have jobs. Most of y'all are uneducated. So off the rip, the odds are against me because there's no viable options here. As soon as they go where they're celebrated and where there are viable options of men that are equally yoked with them, all of a sudden there's this uproar. That shit pisses me off because these women work. You don't get to their levels of where they're at in their career by happenstance. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and determination and hard work that goes into this, that goes into becoming a contender for possibly being the next Supreme Court justice. So it really, really pisses me off that these fools are so vitriolic, so hateful, so disgusting towards Black women that they would critique and that they would collectivize against these women. This don't make no damn sense. And I know I have many Black women who are newer to divestment and still entertain these Dusties and who are just curious about the community. So I'd like to talk directly to you. I'd hope that you please remember this. The next time one of these Dusties is up for election and is running for office and is pandering to you, please vote for what's in your best interest, period. Okay? Vote for the candidate that aligns with your stance on political issues. Vote for what's best in your tax bracket. Vote for what's best for Black women. Vote for what's best and vote for who supports your personal initiatives and that aligns with your goals and your long-term objectives. Okay? Stop supporting these fools blindly just because they Black. All right? One, because we see that they are awful leaders and we see that they are quick to throw you under the bus and certainly are not supporting you just because you Black. All right? All right. That's all I got. Until next time. See you guys.
members, if y'all come across a red iPhone, can you please bring it to the sound stage? Red iPhone, appreciate it.